I'm Resident of Follow for YouTube. Joel Sings, that is Vicky Ray, that is Tom Diamond. We are here to talk the time tunnel. Uh, Chase Through Time. Robert Duvall guest stars in this bad boy. I have a question off the bat. Did the writers never heard of anything called, like, a season finale? Because that's what this should have been, in my opinion.
No kidding. Yeah, and obvious that this particular episode was going to bring and a conclusion to the whole season because they realized how much money they spent on this just one episode. And that's when they realized they probably weren't going to have a second season was because of everything that they did with this. They had all they used they really pulled out all the stops for this episode, right from Forbidden Planet to, Lost World. And I mean, they used the dinosaur, well, the poor lizards. Did you ever notice those poor lizards are probably not happy with that shit glued onto their head? But they really they did it all in this one. They even brought back the silver dudes.
Yes. Yes, they did. Uh,
Uh,
cool.
I tell you, the only reason that I really liked the episode was because Robert
I
Duvall
loved
was
it.
in it.
I thought it's great.
And of course, he went on to bigger and better things, and The Godfather, and everything.
He was doing westerns and shit like that.
He
He'd
was
done
doing,
Rooster Cogburn by now.
yeah, and he was doing Outer Limits back then, and he was really into everything. But other than that, I thought it was just another Lost in Space episode.
Oh, I didn't think so. I thought it was a real hoot. They got the spy trader storyline, and they've got saboteurs with unspecified foreign powers from other lands and other worlds. They end a million years back, they go a million years forward.
Well, I like
I
that
mean,
idea. I like that idea, chase through time,
well,
and
they were trying to chase it through time. It was almost like, I don't know, kind of reminded me of what was that movie? They're trying to catch Jack the Ripper through time after time with Malcolm McDowell.
uh-huh,
They're trying
uh-huh.
to catch Jack the Ripper. Another good time travel movie.
But I like the idea of going through different time periods to catch some guy that put a bomb in the time tunnel and cut him off the pass. But it but because most of the episode focused on the 1 million AD and another
Oh wait, we
uh
had gold woman. We had gold. We had silver. We had gold people. We had silver.
yep. And yeah, the cute gold girl, yeah, who and they're trying. I like you. What does that mean? That kind of thing.
Well,
Uh,
because they were bred to be not human anymore. They were bred to be like eunuchs or something. And so I really liked it because first you have your 16th century exploration, you got futuristic society, you got prehistoric area, you got each time period required different costumes, props, set dressings. Even if they only used it just for a second, they really worked this one. And the episode relies on a lot of high quality stock footage from dinosaur and prehistoric stuff. They didn't really have no cheap shoot material that they used, but they borrowed a lot. But that's like I said, this one was so like Joel said, they should have used it for a season finale. Actually, he's right, or they should have done it two episodes
two-parter.
again.
They could have used it for a two-parter to start the second season off, which would have been much better than what they ended up with. But yeah, I like the premise, but I don't think the premise was sufficiently elaborated on to make the episode work more than it could have. What about you, Jewel? What do you think?
I like the opening of this because it sets up a really good storyline. Though I do think the writers could have gone back and worked this a little more to make it more than one episode and
That's what I
had,
say. It should have been two.
yeah, at least two here because you have a legitimate villain in Robert Duvall. He's got this explosive device put into the where the time tunnel is. Okay, you could expand the time. You could say it goes off in like 2 days, and that's what causes the two-parter. You could have. I do like Duvall's performance, and I like a lot
Yeah,
of
me
the
too.
design they use here. The makeup designs and the set designs are very beautiful. Um, the lizards, but yeah,
The lizards, those just remind me of all the old 19th, like 1 million BC stuff. I mean, you just gotta love that shit because I mean, we
yeah,
don't see that anymore. That's what I grew up with, and now we've got all these cool dinosaur shows and the CGI, the AI. I mean, you got the large mechanical dinosaurs. We didn't have that shit when I was a kid. We had the lizards with the things taped onto their heads, and they actually
Uh-huh.
make them fight and stuff. So PETA would probably go nuts too. But I mean, it's kind of a who when you, it just is. I thought I was going to hate it. It's like, oh man, it's going to be one of these weird, fucked up episodes. But I got a kick out of the whole thing. I mean, I really just give it like a 9.5. I loved it. I thought it was
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I give it an 8 because basically I'm giving it an 8 because Robert Duvall was in there. I mean, he was
Poor Robert
if
Duvall. Do you think he's ever going to live down that stupid outfit they had on that man? I mean, just think of
yeah.
all of the degradation of the outfits, the fashion risk. It just, then again, it is the 60s. I got to remember it's the 60s.
But did you notice at this point they're using the audio transmissions a lot more to talk to them, which they're uh, in one episode they're able to transfer five people in now
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
which they weren't even able to do a few weeks
So
ago.
they got a nuclear fusion or a space capacitor now or something.
And of course, that whatchamacallit, that time tunnel, that gadget in the future, which is supposed to put you through time, is uh, is the same prop that was used in the Russian episode.
Oh, it
The
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
whatchamacallit, the Cold War episode. That was the same prop. So they are again stealing the robbing from Peter to pay Paul. But
They robbed a
I
lot of their own stuff, though. His own film. I mean, a lot of stuff he borrowed from, all the stuff he did.
a lot
Forbidden
of
Planet, all that.
a lot of what who did
He took a lot of stock footage from Forbidden Planet, and
right.
they said they reused stock footage from what did he say? They said for a prep was well, this was common practice in the '60s to use stock footage, so they didn't have
Hmm.
what we have now, and so you
Yeah.
Yeah.
see a lot of artistic license with that. But a lot of it's kind of fun to watch, though, in retrospect.
Well, I think that there was, I think that there was definitely, if they had been able to go to other time periods in the same episode, they went to three different time periods. Of course, 1547 Arizona. They always wind up in Arizona for some reason, and then 1 million AD and then 1 billion BC. If they had been able to go to other time periods, it might have been it might have held the interest, I think, a little more. But most of it was basically, um, how are we going to get to the bomb? and I think it fell a little. I think it fell a little short, but I'm only giving it an 8. Vicky, you gave it a 9.5.
Oh, just
Uh,
because it was fun. I mean, because they just threw so much into one episode. I
mhm.
mean, but they did say they were by grasping at straws by episode 24. They said the writers were pushing the concept harder just to keep it fresh. They said one historical period was was no longer enough. That's why the story bumped up with espionage, the ticking nuclear bomb, the prehistoric monsters, the futuristic society. They said they had to
Uh-huh.
escalate. The escalation made each episode more complex and more costly than the last. And they did say that they said that the optical, because it wasn't digital, was costing them a lot of money to do this. That's why this
Yeah,
was their most expensive episode that they had done, and it was really sinking their battleship. This, like I said, this is what I from what I read. This was the precursors. Like, oh shit, we might not be able to afford a season two after they
yeah.
did this particular episode. So kind of sucks, but I mean, I wish they would have done season two, but I really wish they would have split this in two episodes, just like there was another one. I think we agreed they should have split in two episodes. What was that one? You guys remember which one it was? I can't remember now, but because they're kind of all going, to each other after a while. But I thought I just thought it was fun watching them run from dinosaurs, or what was the gold lady's name? She was I guess they were trying.
She
I
had
guess the
she
whole
had
point was they were trying to humanize these people by being around Doug and Tony, because after a million years they had just bred the whatever out of them, the humanistic attributes out of them. And I mean, I guess that's possible,
I mean, her name sounded like a computer password today.
something like that. I can't.
D something or other with a whole lot of numbers after it. What number would you give it, Jewel?
Well, before I give my number, the things they could have did here, instead of having Robert Duvall show up and shoot somebody, this could have been your introduction for your part one for that character. And what you would have learned is this guy works on the time tunnel. He's a maintenance guy for it. So he has to look at the parts. So slowly he starts examining the parts and starts calculating his own how to put a miniature one together on a watch.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he used by part the end of part one, he goes through the time tunnel to alter time itself. That instead of
Right.
having the bomb plot, that's what they should have did. For this plot, I love Robert Duvall, but
I do.
I gotta give this a 6. My apologies.
A
Oh God,
six.
I loved it. You guys, boo, boo, both of you, boo. I thought for
Well,
sure Jewel would be on
well,
my
there
side
were a
for
lot
this
of
one.
flubs. There were a lot of flubs.
There was lots of flubs, but I just like dinosaurs. If there's
Oh
dinosaurs in
well,
anything, I'm just
Yeah.
sold. So
oh, it was the Jurassic Park,
it
the
was the
forerunner
giant
of
lizards.
Jurassic Park.
I always feel sorry for them damn lizards. Oh, back in the '60s when they would always put things on them. They looked like they were supposed to be Dimetrodons or whatever they were trying to do with it. I did notice though. I think you guys, what have you said it that the where they had their little time thing. They used
Yeah.
that before.
Yep.
That is
Yeah,
the exact. What episode was that?
yeah, that was the Russian episode.
Okay. Well, okay. Again, though, you could still see where they had the spy and the bomb and stuff. They were still doing the Cold War, playing on the
The
Cold
Cold
War
War thing.
fears.
Yeah, yeah. That was essentially what they did. Well, I agree. I wouldn't have given it a 6, but again, the only reason why I'm giving it an 8 is because Robert Duvall was in it. If Robert Duvall wasn't in it, uh,
I just liked how they were all over the place and how they were 1 million years here, then 1 million years there, and then they were started off in 1547.
and finally somebody mentioned that Doug in 1 million BC finally took off his jacket and
I know,
tie.
finally. I mean, about
Finally
time
took off.
his tie was undone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Finally
I
going with
just love
his.
how that I just want a time tunnel so I can magically clean up when I have to leave the house because they're just strikingly clean and visibly fresh every time they end up in another time period.
Exactly, exactly. Um, and
It was nice to see the
now the
space guys
next.
back though.
Now the next thing, now the next episode is interesting more for the guest star, and we have got a little bit of that where they wind up in the Civil War, and they wind
Right.
up Malachi Throne, really steals the show as Machiavelli, and that's what we're going to do next week. But he really steals the show from both of them because he's engaging, he's charismatic, he's like what am I? I've been put into. I'm a stranger in a strange land, but I've adapted to it, and and he's a little comedic, and
Uh-huh.
but that's next week, and I think I think that that's a better episode to watch because we're not gonna I'm not gonna go into the too many specifics, but I like that episode better than when I first saw this episode as a kid. I loved it, and I just thought the idea of jumping from time zone to time zone was really
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
It was really cool. Absolutely. Uh, I'm getting a freeze on Vickie's screen. Jewel, are you
what's up? I'm here.
okay?
I'm here. I swear. Yeah,
I'm
this
getting a
episode,
freeze on Vickie's screen. Vickie, can you hear me?
Vicky. Yeah, this episode they have them going through time was cool. I don't mind the dinosaurs at all. I just feel it could have been a more plotted out set of events with this. Uh, I like the ending of it, sure. I mean, they got the bomb out in time. They needed to, so ah,
Oh, wait a minute.
she left or it froze her out.
Oh,
I,
it's just you and me. Maybe she's
yeah,
trying to get back on.
maybe. But yes, this episode has really good choreography, good fight sequence. Robert Duvall wrestling with the fellas, really good. Uh, I do like how they're trying to humanize the dude, the one future dude, because he gets his ankle sprained, and Doug helps him. It's like I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving.
There she is. She's coming back on. Come on, Vicky. Come back to us.
I
There
got
you
fun.
are. There you are. You got dropped. All right. There you are.
I was talking till I wasn't. Okay, what did I miss?
What were you saying, Jewel?
I was saying about I like the fight sequences in this episode. I like how Doug actually tries to save the future dude. He helps him because he has a semi-sprained ankle. So
Oh, that's right. He injured himself again. He does that a lot.
yes, yes,
It's always Doug. I mean, I just well, I do like how that they do. They're not afraid to show the men having a friendship. A lot of guys is like if you do that, they're just so threatened by that. It's like men, but they obviously have a great friendship and they care about each other wherever they are, and they're always there for each other. But I don't know. I thought the million years here and there. I thought was kind of a fun episode, though. It was different. It was they definitely kind of went to a different place with this one. A very expensive place, be it. But
Yeah, apparently. This is probably one of the most expensive
It
episodes.
was, and that's why they realized that they couldn't do that again for a second season, from what I was reading.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, they didn't have a chance anyway because never was a second season. So I suppose you could say that this kind of went out with a bang. Uh, Anybody else have anything to say about this?
Other than that, it was a lot of fun. I liked it. But I like the whole series. I mean, you're going to have some crap episodes or things that you don't
Of
like,
course, of course,
but I think they tried really hard with this one to bring
of
something different
course.
to the boob tube for the day.
I'm glad Robert Duvall was in it. That's all I'm going to say. And he made the episode more than more than likable. And it's just that at this point they were breaking a lot of rules that they had already established earlier on in the
Right.
season about the audio transmission, about how long it would take them to how long it would take them to establish a spatial and time fix. Now they're establishing it right away. There's
Now
no
they can
real
move 5 people. They can move groups of people. They must have got like the super juiced nuclear space time continuum
now all of a sudden they're doing all these
space
things.
modulator.
Yeah, now all of a sudden they're doing all these things that they weren't able to do a few weeks ago, and there's no explanation for it. And there's no reason for why that guy Albert Stiles in the beginning of the episode, who was murdered by
Oh,
by
Robert Duvall.
by Robert Duvall, what was he doing there?
Well, he was
Uh,
working. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. He was doing
and,
his
and
thing.
every and they all came out fully dressed, which I think was
After they
really
ran up and down through the tunnel thing again, where
and
they
they
Forbidden
and
Planet episode.
And they all came fully dressed. I thought that was something. I mean, you didn't even realize they were maybe they were having a 2 in the morning meeting or something like that. Who knows? But anyway, so next Sunday are we on?
Yes, the Civil War. The Civil War. Damn it.
What's that?
I think it's the Civil
It
War
is a
episode.
Civil War
It's
one.
it's the Civil War with Machiavelli. Civil War with
Interesting.
Machiavelli.
All
Should
right, guys. Link to the Literary License podcast is going to be in the description box. You can get Tom Diamond and Vickie Ray on Facebook. Go hit them up. Go ask them a ton of questions. They're very, very nice folks. You, you guys have a Merry Christmas. Safe and Merry
you all have a
Christmas.
Merry Christmas
Merry
too. I hope
Christmas.
all of your people have a Merry Christmas and a safe one.
Yeah.
Happy holidays. Happy
Take care.
holidays to you both. Take
Bye.
care now.